This is a compilation / Q&As that I did a little earlier in November, where I asked a bunch of young writers what inspires them, what advice they have for other young writers, and what they would like to say to their future selves. I am creating and posting this compilation in the hopes of encouraging any other young writers out there to let them know that they are not the only ones, that there are other teen authors out there who are publishing their stories and chasing their dreams, and to let them know that you can do this. And if you are an aspiring author regardless of your age, I hope that this compilation inspires you as well.
Hello, my name is Lola May. I am a writer, a pioneer, a wolf lover, a homeschooler at heart. I now attend public high school, and a child of God. I write faith-based, character-driven, middle-grade fantasy and contemporary, and I'm so excited to be here.
Hey, I'm Isabelle Knight. I am a teen writer and middle-grade fantasy author of the Enchantria series, and what I hope will be many more books to come. I love writing middle grade, reading, baking, music, drawing, and basically anything creative, and I am so excited to be here.
Hi, my pen name is Lily Grace. I'm 17 and I write fantasy. I have always had a crazy imagination, and I hope to one day publish my work in progress.
Hi, my name is Jordy Bloomfield. I'm a young adult fantasy author. I've been published in several anthologies, the latest of which is the Uncharted anthology by Owl Hollow Press and StoryCon. I am super excited to be part of this collaboration, and I hope that you all get some useful tips from this video.
Hi everyone, I'm Hallie Krupp. I'm a young adult author. I have 4 published short stories, and I'm currently working on a fantasy trilogy.
Hi, my name is Abygayle Wynderas. I am 21 years old. I have been writing since I was 6. My genres currently are young adult, Christian, science fiction, fantasy, and speculative fiction.
Hi, my name is Hannah Grace Fletcher. I'm a 21-year-old writer and aspiring author, primarily writing in the genre of YA, religious fantasy / science fiction.
Hey y'all, my name is Isa and I'm from the Philippines. I mainly write novels with various subgenres of fiction, but I also dabble in poetry.
There are 2 main things that inspire me to write. The first is my own life, my hopes and my dreams and all of my struggles, as well as the people I have met and the places that I have been to in real life, the stories that I have read, all of the songs that I've heard. And the second thing that inspires me a lot to write is hope. I have always loved stories ever since I was young, and stories were really what inspired me and gave me hope during the dark times. And so hope is what I think fuels a lot of my ambitions and my dreams. It is what you will find in almost all of the books I write, and it is what really inspires me.
Okay, so the first question is, what inspires you to write? And for me, it's a lot of things. It's the world around me, it's my family and my friends, it's snippets of dialogue that I hear. I swear I'm not eavesdropping. It's the ridiculous things that happen to me and my friends. And honestly, also just the joy that writing brings me. I don't remember a time where I didn't love stories, from playing make-believe with my friends, which legitimately got real. Like, I can remember seeing the orcs pouring over the walls and these quests that we went on, these sprawling forests and the plot twists and the betrayals and the subplots. We had some wild imaginations. From that tangible, fun storytelling to scribbling away in these notebooks that I managed to lose, like, literally every single time. It could be the moods that I have been on, or it could be that they are magic and that they disappear and hide from me because I write in them too much. It could be that. It might not be, but that's more fun to think than I just lost them. I wrote sort of a mix of fan fiction and my own stories, so I would put myself as a character in these worlds like Wings of Fire or Lord of the Rings or Warriors or that sort of thing, and I would be a character in those worlds. That as well to, I would just write my own stories, and us and our friends actually wrote a story from the make-believe game we played, which I think is pretty fun. Anyway, so from those sort of just things that I've loved doing, and the joy and the laughter and the fun that writing brings, to the world around me, the dialogue, the situations that we get in, that's what inspires me to write. That's the long story, not very short answer to what inspires me is that.
What inspires me to write? So I have always had a crazy imagination, and I've always been writing stories, and one day I was like, I can do this, I could write a book. And I think as I keep reading more and more amazing books, it just inspires me to write, to finish mine. Another thing is my siblings. They love reading books, they love listening to audiobooks, and so I want them to be able to read one of my books and love it. I also am really inspired by how many other young writers there are. I didn't realize how many there were, and seeing them write their own books and publish their own books, this is just really inspiring.
My inspiration for writing originally came from reading books and watching movies, but nowadays it more comes from wanting to share my stories with the world and proving to myself that I can in fact publish my own book someday.
I'm inspired by a lot of things, people I meet, experiences I have, lots of just little things that I see and think, like, how can I expand on this, and how can this be a part of the story? And a lot of times I don't even realize that things have inspired me until later, when I think back and I think this, like, little moment or little thing I saw, or this cool tree or something, I'm like, oh, this fits in this story. Because, you know, once you start just noticing everything about the world around you, it doesn't matter where you are, there's always something worth noticing and something you can take and make your story worlds feel more rich. The other thing that inspires me a lot is music, because I really love music. I love making it, I love listening to it, and so every once in a while I will just go and download a bunch of new music tracks and listen to them, and that really helps. I mean, just having that new music is very inspiring. So yeah, lots of little things.
What inspires me to write is God to begin with. He helps me and inspires me to write stories that reflect a lot of my own journey as a Christ follower. Stories that I hope and pray will be shared to those who are also struggling, who need strength and hope in their lives, and just providing a light in this dark world to share with others.
I wasn't truly inspired to write till my freshman year of college, but once I did discover the love of writing, it really just became an obsession of mine. I'm mostly inspired to write because of my characters and my world. When I get an idea, I really just want to be able to tell that story, to make that idea come into fruition. I'm also inspired in particular through things that I dealt with at a young age. I struggled a lot with my mental health, and a big thing that I want to do through my writing is to really help readers understand that there is a better life for them outside of that they do not have to hold on to their past experiences and their past struggles, that they are so much more than their mistakes, and that they really have so much of a beautiful life looking out ahead of them if they lean on their friends and their family and their loved ones. And that is just a big reason that I want to write, to bring encouragement and to bring life back to people that are struggling a lot. And so that is a big thing that inspires me to write. I'm also inspired by music, by TV shows, by other books that I read. I really love listening to alternative and indie rock music. That really inspires me and helps me get into the headspace of my characters. I also love a lot of other young adult series like Harry Potter, Gregor the Overlander, a lot of Margaret Peterson Haddock's books have inspired me to write. So I really recommend you just really letting yourself explore the world of writing and media and just letting yourself enjoy all of these things, and finding inspiration in the smallest places can sometimes bring you the greatest ideas.
As a writer, I would say I get my inspiration from mainly two places, which would be media and experience. Media being the books I love to read, the movies I watch, and the songs I listen to. These are the places where I get like a certain emotion that really inspires me to work on my stories. And experience being, of course, everyday life. I feel like there's a lot of magic in everyday life if you really just look for it.
My advice for young writers is to not let perfectionism get to you, because no story is ever truly perfect, not even all of the shiny bestsellers that you see up there. And the truth is, being perfect doesn't matter, because no two readers would ever agree on whether a story is perfect anyway. What really matters is your own passion for the project, your love for the story, and your love for writing. Believe in yourself and your dreams and your story, and you will get there, and your story will find the right readers, even if it isn't perfect. Trust me.
What my advice for young writers would be is don't worry about the cliches. There is nothing new under the sun, but there are always new recipes with the same old ingredients. Write what feels right to you. Not to anyone else but you at the moment. Just write for an audience of one, and just take your time. Don't force anything. Just let the story grow, and like, prayer matters.
So the next question is, what is your advice for young writers? And there's a whole boatload of things that I could say, because I could keep talking on and on to infinity. However, I think I've narrowed what I want to say right now down to 3 to 4 points-ish. Anyway, so the first one is just dream. Like, for your writing, just dream and let your imagination run wild and explore the world around you, and just like notice things. Like, see a book with a strange map in it. Go, what if this map led to an unknown world and there's a portal through the pages, and like, just see the world around you and let that become a part of your writing. Another thing is have joy in the writing. So, like, you never want to do something you're good at, something you love so much that it doesn't become enjoyable anymore. So, find the joy in your writing. Don't follow the publishing world. Don't follow the trends. Don't think, oh, I have to write this exact thing because that's what's gonna sell. Use your love of writing. Use the things you love to write and write that. Don't make your writing something you have to do. Make it something you get to do, something you love to do, and never stop loving it. Never stop finding the joy in that, because if you're here, I'm assuming you probably like writing, and it's something that is such a beautiful thing. It can be such a powerful thing, and it's something that can lift you and others up. And so don't lose that spark. Don't lose the love. Don't lose the joy.
My advice for young writers is to find your people, because writing can feel very lonely if you're just going it alone. And I mean, the actual physical act of writing is kind of a solitary thing, but it doesn't have to be, because there are so many amazing writers out there. And as soon as I found that little community and found the writers, it made everything so much easier and so much funner. So yeah, just finding people to talk about your story worlds with, and to complain about tricksy characters and people who are going through the same problems as you and facing some of the same things, writing-wise, is really encouraging, and just bounce ideas off people. So yeah, that would be my advice for young writers, would be find other young writers and other not so young writers, because really it's good to have some people who are better than you who can help you along and give you tips and insights, and some people who maybe aren't so as far along, who you can then in turn help and inspire and lift up and stuff, because yeah, we're all in this together.
What advice would I give to young writers? So probably the main thing would be keep going, even when you are doubting. When you are doubting yourself, when other people are doubting you, just keep going. There will always be bumps in the road. It's just part of the process. So don't give up, even if you haven't written on your work in progress or anything for months even. Just keep believing that you can do it, because there's always bumps in the road. It's never perfectly straight. Another thing is I would recommend you keep reading, because especially as a young writer, you might not have your writing style fully developed. You might not have any idea what you're doing with your writing. And as you read, you will read more writing styles, you will develop more of a writing style, and you'll just learn more about what to write. I also highly recommend becoming friends with writers. They will expand your knowledge, and they will push you further than you will push yourself. You will also be really inspired, because I know some writers that have published whole book series, and it's amazing, and I dream of doing that. So it's just so inspiring, and they push you, so it's amazing.
A big piece of advice that I have for young writers is to not be too concerned about the future of the book. What that means is just not being too caught up in the world of publishing or writing for a specific readership, or worrying whether people are actually going to even just like your story. What you need to do at this time in your life is just write that book, to invest in your characters, to invest in your world, to be creative, and to create a world that you truly love and would love to read, to create characters that you are truly proud of. At the end of the day, writing is not just for other people. Writing is something that you can do for yourself, to change your own perspective, to learn, and to really mold and shape the world that you see in front of you. And so that is a big piece of advice that I have for young writers.
My advice for young writers is and is always going to be write every day. It doesn't matter if it's a whole chapter or just one word. Getting something on the page is what matters. The only way to get better at writing is to write. So don't let the voice of self-doubt control you. Go fill that blank page. You got this.
Oh, there's so much I could say, but I'm going to focus on 3 points, which is number 1, start now. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like you're ready for it, or if you feel like you're not good enough, just start writing right now. Number 2 is persevere. No matter the voices in your head and the voices outside of your head, no matter what criticism comes your way, persevere, because you matter and your story matters. And number 3 would be connect with other writers. Surround yourself with a community of people who can encourage you and support you in your writing journey. That's one of the things that helped me a lot as a young writer today.
I would say to my future self, I would tell her to remember that writing is really, really fun. And I mean, it can be really hard, but I would tell her to remember that first, when, the childish fun of writing, where you just get a blank piece of paper and write and see where it takes you. And I would tell her to remember all the amazing people who helped her out on the way, and remind her that she wouldn't be anywhere without them. So that's what I would tell her.
If I could tell my future self anything, it would be that you can do this. Wherever you are in life and whatever it is you are struggling with, it is okay. It is okay if you are struggling with writing. It is okay if you are not exactly where you want it to be. There will be rough spots, and there will be times when you just want to give up. Keep writing and sharing your stories and chasing your dreams, and you will get there, even through all of the hard times. I believe in you, and I am...
What I would say to my future self is, you don't have to be perfect. You will have dry spells, you will make mistakes, life happens, life will change you. But no matter what, just trust in God, give up the story to Him, and let Him shape it into the beautiful story that it will be.
If I had to tell my future self anything, I would just simply say thank you. I know there were rough patches and you probably felt like giving up a million times, but instead of letting the doubt get to your head, you persisted and got us to where we are now, so thank you.
What would I like to say to my future self? Did I do it? Did I finish the book? Did I publish the book? Did I finish the series? I want my future self to be able to look at me and say, yes, we did, yes, I did, yes, I did it. I want to be able to say to my future self, I'm proud of you. And because even with all the bumps in the road, even when the road wasn't straight, even when I procrastinated more than is humanly possible, I did it. I published it. And maybe I didn't even publish it. Maybe I just finished it, but I did it. And I want to be able to tell myself thanks. Thank you for doing that.
When I was younger, I was extremely worried about what my future would look like. I was very concerned about what other people thought of me and what it meant to be successful. Now, creative pursuits are not always seen in that light. They are very difficult, very hard, and they're even seen occasionally as a waste of time. And so writing a book, especially when there's so much other things going on in your life and in the world, can seem very difficult and can seem like it's not really considered like a worthy pursuit. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that you can be creative, you can pursue the things that truly make you happy. It took me forever to choose to pursue writing full-heartedly, to choose to pursue something that I truly loved. And if there's anything that I would have changed, it was to know that I could do this when I was younger. It can seem like there are so many things that are preventing you from accomplishing this success that seems so slim as a writer, but if you put in the hard work, if you're passionate, you will not only be successful, but you will be so much happier. You need to define success not in making money or not in all of these other things, but in your happiness and your growth. And of course, those things matter and those are things that you should be concerned about. But if those things are coming first, if they lead you to doing things that you are not truly happy with, they should not be what you're focusing on. And so I really encourage you to just write that book, to just enjoy your passion, and to just spend time in your world, not worrying about these other things for these younger years of your writing life.
One thing I would say to my future self would probably be, even if you did not publish that book, respect. Because I know that no matter what happens, you have worked a lot to get to this place that you are in today.
The last question is, what would you say to your future self? And first, I'd be like, I come in peace! Don't hurt me! I'm you! You're me! You're not hallucinating! This is confusing! It's okay. And then I would not ask what's going on in your life, because that might affect me now. Like, if I knew where I was then, that might change something I do now, like even accidentally. And I think I'm taking this too literally. On the encouragement side of things, I would tell myself to keep going, to keep carrying on, to keep doing this, because you love this. And then I remind myself why I started writing in the first place, why I'm doing this. Because I'd be like, Lola, you love writing. you have so much joy in this. You write because you love this and because you want to bring someone joy out there. You want to bring someone hope out there. You want to impact someone's life the way that stories have impacted yours, the way that a book has impacted your life. And then I would give me a hug and say, hey, you got this. Keep writing. Keep finding the joy in it. Keep loving this. Also, apologies for the random noises because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's what I would say to my future self. And I think that is all the questions that we have. And so I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so awesome. Thank you to the other young writers for doing this, for letting me join my newbie. And it was really, really fun. And yeah, thank you everyone who was a part of this. Sending hugs to you because I think everyone needs hugs. And yeah, bye.
So yeah, that was the compilation. This has probably been one of the hardest videos on my channel to make, just because of how long it took to compile the clips and all of the people that were involved in this. So make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, definitely go and make sure you support these incredible young writers. They are truly wonderful people, and I can't wait to see where their writing takes them next. I hope this video has given you some helpful advice and encouragement. And yeah, a huge thank you to everyone who was involved in this video, and also to you for watching. And yeah, I suppose I shall see y'all in the next video.